Coming up in today's Battle Report.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. So today we have got the new green book. So unfortunately I was unable to pick up the Beast Snagger box. However, Toby came in really, really handy and found in one of our local Facebook trading groups someone saying the book. So moral of the story, always look at those Facebook trading groups. You'll be surprised what you can find. So today we've got the Orks and we've got Chris here as our new guest now that COVID restrictions are kind of lifting up, with his Celestial Lions.
It's going to be exciting.
I think it should be a good one. No snipers today, unfortunately.
No, well, there weren't any Imperial assassins around, so I'm just going to have to make do with killing some Orks in...
You make it sound like it's a bad thing.
Well, bit of a grudge there.
So yeah, we'll be back in a second with the armies and the mission. Alright then, so this is 1,000 points of the new Orks. So starting off in my HQs, I've got the big man Gaz himself. He's got his proper Killy Warlord trait, which is still +1 attack and +1 AP on his weapons. I didn't really want to bring him, but unfortunately he's my only War Boss model that I've got painted up, and as the War is kind of the whole point of the Orks, I kind of need to take him. Next up, I've got my Weird Boy here. So his two psychic powers are going to be Warpath, which is +1 attack as it has always been. And then I've gone for the new power, Jabbing Fingers, which allow me to target a unit within 18 inches and give them -1 to hit on to their attacks, which could be quite useful, especially with some of the other units with all their shots. The free relic in this army is going to be on him, and that's a super cyborg body. So that gives him a 4 up invuln and halve all damage. And then I also spent an extra CP for another Warlord trait called Follow Me Lads, which as long as he charges a unit, all other units that charge that same unit get +1 to their charge rolls, which could be quite handy just getting slingshotting boys into combat. Next up into troops, I have got 2 squads of 20 Ork boys. Now, these have all got slugs and choppers, apart from the knobs, which have both got a big chopper in each. No rockets today, unfortunately, just because heavy weapons, I'm going to be advancing. I'm never going to be shooting them. I also have a squad of 10 Gretchen. They're actually quite useful just for doing, say, an action and sitting on my home objective. Into fast attack, I have got 5 Storm Boys. Now, the Nominator has his Power Claw. I'm quite liking the look of these, especially being able to deep strike and move as fast as they can. They might be replacing Commandos and Milice as the go-to sort of grab secondaries boys. Then lastly, I have got in heavy support, I've got my Death Dread. So no custom jobs today, so he's back to his old movement, unfortunately. But he's still got his 2 Scorchers and 2 Dread Claws. I also finally have a Met Gun, with the Smasher Gun equipped. I think the custom mega cannon will be the better option, but just for today, we'll see how the old weapon fares. So yeah, that is 1,000 points of Orks onto the Celestial Lions. Okay then, so this is 1,000 points of Celestial Lions. So starting off today, we have got, as our HQ detachment, we've got a Primaris Librarian. So as the Warlord of this army, we've given him Hand of Dawn for those extra command points at the start, as well as Indomitable, which basically gives him Baby Transhuman. His 2 powers are Veil of Time and Psychic Fortress. And for his relic, we've given him the Eye of Hypnoth to effectively make him a Baby Lieutenant. Into troops, there's 1 squad of 5 infiltrators. No upgrades on these, unfortunately, just because of points. And the second one is a squad of 5 Hellstorm Bolter heavy intercessors. So they're the ones with the 3 shots at strength 5, no AP. Move then on to elites. We've got a squad of 3 aggressors with all Boltstorm gauntlets. So nice little bit of Daka and some good combat punch in here. We also have a Redemptor Dreadnought with both Gatling cannons, the Storm Bolters and the Icarus pod. So the idea being that Chris can easily spend 1 command point per turn on Wizarding Agents, and he's got his captain rerolls there, no problem. Into fast attack, we've got 3 Plasma Receptors. Might not necessarily be the best option against the Orks, but they are still a very solid option, even with their points increases. And then last but not least, we've got a squad of 3 Eradicators. 2 of them have got the standard assault melter rifles, and 1 of them has got the multi-melter. So yeah, we'll come back with the mission and deployment. Today's mission is Show of Force from the Grand Tournament 2021 mission pack. The secondaries for the Orks are Stranglehold, Stomp 'em Good, and Raise the Banners High. The Space Marines have gone for Engage on All Fronts, To the Last, and Assassination. Alright then, so we've come back with deployment. The Orks, slightly less boys than I'm used to, have sort of kind of hunkered over on one side away from Chris's horrible Redemptor. I've also got to make sure that I'm being a bit more savvy with my boys because I don't have greentide to rely on anymore. And Chris, what have you done with your...
So with my Celestial Lines, my Infiltrators, that 12-inch bubble, thinking that your jump troops might jump in, I wanted to make sure I had a good field there. My Heavy Intercessors, it was important I had good lanes of fire because I need that strength 5 shooting. It transpires that all of my heavy weapons are on near enough the opposite side to your heavy stuff, so I'll have to figure out in game how I can maneuver those. But the way it's laid out, I might be able to roll around depending on what happens. So it's going to be an interesting one.
Perfect. So let's now roll off for deployment. So New Orc Codex, Lucky Orc dice, get in focus you. There you go. So big start for the Orcs. On the 4, that's all right.
3.
3. So Orcs are going first. So I'll be able to showcase a couple of things without getting shot off the board. Orcs turn 1 in a sec. Alright then, so back from movement. Average sort of advance rolls across the board. So this squad of boys here got a big 9 on their advance. So they are within 3 inches of that objective S, so they are scoring that point at the moment. This squad of boys here moved up as far as they could because the Death Dread and Gaz both rolled quite low on their advance rolls. Couldn't do much about that, so they're kind of being a bit clogged up, but what can you do? Weird Boy, he's potted along quite nicely. The Grots just moved up and are raising the banners on that objective S, so I'll start scoring some points at the start of my next turn. The Storm Boys, I was half tempted to catapult over to this point here because with their auto advance 6, they would have been able to get it. However, I want to save them for later on in the game. Last thing that happened was this mech gun here has shuffled across so it can now see the Redemptor Dreadnought up there. Because the way it is, he will be suffering a -1 because of the dense terrain. There's no getting around that, unfortunately. But yeah, in terms of Psychic Phase, Warpath is completely pointless because I'm not going to be in combat just yet. I've got no real way of getting there. Or is Chris going to want to be in combat? And then Jabbing Fingers, I need to have line of sight. I just don't have line of sight on anything. So the only bit of shooting I've got left is the Met Gun, because Gaz's weapon is a Daka weapon and not an assault weapon. So Met Gun with the Smasher Gun into the Redemptor Dreadnought. So it is D3 shots. 2 shots. Hitting on... no, nothing. So that is the end of the Orcs shooting phase. We'll come back with Celestial Lines. Alright then, so back with Celestial Lines turn 1. So, Chris, what have you done?
So I haven't done anything with my command phones just yet. I thought about my Ancient Aura ability, but I've decided to do something slightly different with my Dreadnought over there. So my movement phase, my Dreadnought has moved up, see if I can get some firepower into the Ork Dreadnought, have a bit of a dread off, see what happens there. My Eradicators have moved through the ruin, see if we can get 4 wounds off of Gaz in the middle there. So he's a little bit weaker by the time he eventually comes and hits me. My aggressors, I've left them where they are for the moment. They're there just to see if I don't get all the 4 wounds off Gaz, they can back up. My heavies, I've moved through the ruin just to get a bit of a clearer line of sight of that Ork blob that is coming towards me with those strength 5 weapons. My infiltrators, they are going to stay back here and hold that home objective around the corner here for the time being. So everyone's moved. The people that haven't are my jump pack troops here. They're going to sort of just wait and see what happens.
We'll come back with Celestial Lion's Psychic Phase. Okay then, so Psychic Phase for Celestial Lions.
So my Librarian is going to put Psychic Fortress on. So it's a roll of a 6.
Which does go off. I'm not in denial range, unfortunately.
No, so he has an aura ability now, giving those in the aura 5-up invuln, which will be useful for your shooting and potentially charging next phase.
More likely the combat from, say, this big green mushroom over here.
Yeah.
Shooting wise, what's your plan?
So my heavies are going to try and put as much of a dent in those Ork boys there as I can.
Yep. They are assault weapons, as far as I can remember, so they're not going to get tactical, not going to get Devastator Doctrine benefits. So I will have a T-shirt save.
And my Eradicators are going to do some shooting at Gaz. Aggressors, we'll see what happens with those first, and then my Dreadnought is going to shoot your Dreadnought.
Makes sense. Cool. Let's start with the heavy intercessors then.
Right, so it's 15 shots because they're Hellstorm bolts, so it's 3 each. I am hitting on 3s. Stick that out,
And how many 6s you got in there?
So that is 1, 2 6s, so I get 2 extra hits.
Yep. Now, with toughness 5, you're going to be wounding me on 4s.
Wounding on 4s.
But you also get the reroll ones because of the Eye of Hypnoth. Made a bit of a difference, but not masses.
No.
How many is that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so it's 9. No AP though.
7, 8, 9, did you say?
Yep.
Cool. T-shirts, here they come. That's 1, so that is 8 dead. Cool, I'll take those off in a second. Do you want to go straight onto the Eradicators?
So the Eradicators, they shoot twice.
They're all going to be against...
all against Gaz.
So you get 4 from the assault weapons, so they're going to be shooting normally, and then we'll do the multi-melter separate.
Multi-melter separate. So again, hit on 3s. 2 miss.
Okay.
Strength 8.
3 to wound.
Both
2
wounds. AP minus 4.
Cool, I've got my 4-up in bun. Cool, 2 passed.
Cool.
And then 4 shots from the multi-melter. Hitting on 4s though. Only the 1.
Dear. So it's winning 3s again. Fails to wound.
No.
Oh dear. Okay, so...
Do you want to spend a command point on that one?
I might do, yeah, actually.
Yeah.
There
Does
we go.
wound. 4-up in bun. Fails. Now, because you're an Imperial Fist successor, you get +1 damage to this.
Oh, so that's
That's
5.
5. You're not within 12, so you don't get the +2, but that's 6 damage on Gaz, which, because of Gaz, goes down to 4 damage. So he's down to 8 wounds left. I'm just going to pop that up there just for the sake of the argument. So he's taken a good chunk of firepower then. The aggressors can't do any more wounds to him. I don't think you can see any more of anything else on the board.
Not from the aggressors, no, not really.
So it's on to the Redemptor.
So the Redemptor, His heavy onslaught cannon is a heavy 12.
Yep.
5, 3, 4, 5, 2. Hitting on 3s.
I'm toughness 7.
Okay, so it's a strength 6. I'm winning you on
5s. Cool.
Nice.
That's not too bad, actually. And then, annoyingly, Ramshackle doesn't really come into effect here, so that is 5 wounds in total.
5 wounds.
Cool. -2 because you're in Devastator Doctrine.
Yep.
You're below strength 7, so it's just damage 1, so 5 up saves. This is going to hurt. Okay, so taken 3 wounds so far. So he's down to 5.
Okay, the other onslaught cannon.
Yeah.
So that's an 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I'm not liking his chances, to be honest.
On 3s. So I'll also be wounding on
5s
5s.
again. Cool, 1 wound.
1 wound.
-1 again, so 5 up save. Nope, so he's down to 4 wounds.
And then the Icarus rocket pod is D3 shots.
3 shots.
3 shots.
Lovely.
2 hit.
Yep.
They are strength 7.
4 to wound this time. 1 wound. Now, so the way this works out, interestingly, your Devastator Doctrine kicks on with strength 7. So, well, first of all, I've got, is it -1?
Oh, it's -1.
Yep, so 5 up save again. Does save it. Okay. In terms of Ramshackle, what effectively it means is my Ramshackle cancels out your Super Doctrine benefit for him, so it would have been straight D3 damage. But yeah. I'd say that's a fairly decent roll yet, because I killed
8
in there, so mob rules are going to really hurt now because that's no longer a thing. So basically roll dice, that's a fail, so 1 more dies, so that's 9, and then that means 11 more unless boss is watching, just looking for Gaz's benefit. So while friendly Orc units within 6, each ignore all modifiers, so I'm just straight 1s with the rest 11. 6, 8, 10, 11. Hopefully this works. Ooh, that actually did help, come in quite handy. Of course, so no others flee, probably because he's right there. I think there might be a break. I think breaking heads is now a stratagem. I could have potentially used that, but for the time being, we'll just take off the 9 boys. Any other charges, Chris?
Nope.
Cool. So we'll come back with Orks, turn 2. All right then, so turn 2 Orks. I have actually called a War this time. Proper meaty one from Gaz himself. Technically he gets the Grand War ability, which means I get an additional AP on my assault weapons. The main one I'm really fussed about is the advance and charge and the +1 attack. That's the main one. So everything's really just advanced up the board all here. Kind of shoehorn with them, so they are 10 inches away from those Eradicators. But you know what? It's worth it. If I can slingshot them in, it's well worth it. Death Dreads and the Storm Boys have jumped onto that objective and are going to have to just tie up that Redemptor now. I can't let it survive because it will just butcher my Orks. Grots are quite happy with themselves, just sat in that objective out of harm's way, so they're going to stay there. Exactly, they're doing what they do, and I have scored a banner point. Met Gun has now got line of sight, and I'm not taking any -1 for dents at this point. So in terms of points, Chris has got his full 15 for his whilst we stand, or to the last thing it's now called. I've scored 1 point for my banners, and then I have got 10 points for my primary. Cool. So we will start off with Psych Phase. I'm just checking over to them. Bit of elevator music would be quite nice here. Thank you very much, Chris. So, starting off, I am going to be casting the new power, Jabbing Fingers, on that squad of heavy intercessors. So, on the 6, a unit that is visible and within 18 of the cycle, which they are, you get -1 to hit in both shooting and combat for that.
Ooh.
So, on the 6, does go off. Would you like to deny it?
Yes, I would.
Or would you like to deny Warpath, which gives me extra attacks, if that does go off?
Actually, I'm going to hold it for Warpath.
Okay, that's fair enough. So that squad of heavy intercessors are now -1 to hit. And Warpath will go on this smaller squad here, A, to boost up their attacks, and B, with a 10 shot, there is a possibility they're not going to get in. So, on a 5, that doesn't go off. I will spend a CP though, because I've got a spare CP to re-roll it. That is a almost perils actually, but that does go off. Would you like to deny that? Might as well.
Might as well. No.
Not quite. Okay. Cool. So I will get those cards out and then we'll move on to shooting. Alrighty then. So into shooting now. Really the only 2 things that can shoot are the Death Dread and the Met Gun. Everything else has either got a pistol or a DAC weapon, so they can't advance and shoot. So we'll start off with the Met Gun. That is going to be going into the Redemptor there. So D3 shots. That's 2 shots. So hitting on 4s now because I've gone around the dense terrain. That's a 6.
That's a 4.
And was that a 4?
Yep.
Okay. So 2 hits. Now it's now just, there's no messing around with toughness values. These are just straight strength 8, so it is freeze to wound. That's 2 wounds. At AP -5 because of the speed bar benefit that Gaz gives, you don't get a save. It's now D6 damage, but -1 to both of these because of your Duty Eternal. Well, that's shocking. I'm going to reroll that 1 into a 3. So that's a grand total of 4 damage on that.
Okay.
On that Redemptor. Probably not the best in the world. Now, Scorchers from the Dread. They're effectively just Assault Heavy Flamers, so we'll see how well they go. Honestly, not great either, if I'm being honest. That's 6 shots. Okay, that's actually slightly better. So that is 4 wounds at AP -2. 1 damage a pop.
5s. 2
go through. Half as effective as a Met Gun, apparently. Twin Scorchers might be the way to go. Who knows? Everything else can't shoot, interestingly, because it's all got sort of DAC weapons. The Grots are just going to sit there and do Grot things. The boys, ready for the charge, are going to sit their fingers up and make some gestures. And yeah, we will come back with assaults. I just need to measure up some distances. All right then, so charge phase for the Orks. So Gaz here is going to have to make a 7-inch charge to get in contact with the Librarian and the Heavy Intercessors, because I don't like their chances, if I'm being honest. Even with Overwatch, there's a lot there and your Imperial Fists. So Gaz is going to go in first. He needs a 7. Now here we go is a full reroll rather than reroll 1 or both of the dice. So hopefully this works. Doesn't, and annoyingly I would have been able to reroll that dice, but here we go means I have to reroll both, which is a fail. That's not good. That's really not good. The boys are going to go into the Heavy Intercessors.
Okay.
Yeah, do you want to
I'm Overwatch?
Okay, got all your dice ready? Fantastic, so hitting on 6s.
So I'll take my 6s out, that'll be easier. So it's 1, 2. So it's only 2.
2, but that is 4 hits.
4 rolls to wound.
Cool, so 4 falls to wound. Reroll that 1 because hitting off.
I'll move this out of the way.
Cool.
2 wounds.
2 t-shirts. 1 as double 1. Hopefully that's my charge rolls out of the way. So 2 at the back here will just go. Give me a good roll, please. They're in. We'll move them in a sec. The Death Dread will charge the Redemptor. I don't think that's actually in on the 5, so I'll re-roll it because here we go.
No, you'd have got him on a 5.
Okay, it's a 5 again.
You get him on a 5.
Cool. And then the Storm Boys, I don't want to, but I will. I'm going to have to charge them in. 6, that'll get them in as well. With the Power Claw is the main one. Now, this blob here. 10-inch charge into those Eradicators. We'll see how well it goes. That's a fail. Come on. No, that's a fail as well. So actually, this could be a bit of a sign that not getting those charges off, and I've now no longer have advance and charge. You could be doing all right now. And obviously, I'll move my units in, and we'll come back with combats. All right then. So coming back with charges, we've got a fair few charges now, a fair few attacks now. So looking at there's even that small squad of Boyz there has an unholy amount of attacks. We'll come on to them in a second. But starting off, I'm going to go with Death Dread into the Redemptor. So they get 3 attacks base, +1 for each claw they have, and then actually plus an additional 1 because it's War. So that is 6 attacks from him, hitting on freeze. Oh, for goodness sake! Ooh. It's 1 hit. Freeze to wound. 1 wound. -3 flat 3 damage, but it'd be 2 damage for you.
6s? No.
Nope. So takes 2 wounds. That's not really good. Are you going to interrupt, Chris, with the Redemptor?
With the Redemptor.
Yeah. Okay.
So he's going to get 5 attacks.
Is that going to go into the Storm Boys or the?
It's going to go into the Dread.
Okay.
Yeah, still got sets. I am hitting on 4s now because I'm on the 2nd wound track.
Okay, that was actually quite useful then. Just taking that extra couple of wounds off him.
So it's 2 hits, strength 14.
2 to wounds. Yeah.
2 wounds. Minus 3 AP.
6 up saves. No.
D3 plus 3 wounds each.
That's him gone. Does he explode? No. Cool. That is a Death Dread gone. Well, that's just been a complete whiff. Hopefully the boys over here can make up for it. So attacks. The knob with the big chopper is annoying. I don't know which one's probably best to go with the big chopper first for the sake of it. 3 attacks place. +1 for Warpath. +1 for War. So that's 5 attacks on that 1 knob. Hitting on freeze. And Chris, could you do me a massive favour? Could you measure how far away those boys are from Gaz? Are they 6 inches away from him?
Yep.
Okay, so I get to re-roll my hit rolls. So freeze, re-rolling. You know what? Just for the sake of it, I'm going to spend 2 CP on the Goff specific stratagem, which is Unbridled Carnage. So that means that 5s and 6s do 2 attacks. Nice. Well, do hits like your Imperial Fists doctrine. On the charge, they're strength 5 as well, so they should be hitting quite nice. So re-roll those because of Gaz, and then I get 2 additional attacks because, well, 3, but there. Now I am strength 5 base +2 for a big chop, strength 7, strength 8. It's freeze to wound, it doesn't matter. That's quite good. That's 2, 4, that's 6 wounds at AP -1.
4s?
Yes.
2 fail.
2 fail, 2 damage pops. That is 1 heavy intercessor dead. And then I've got two rounds of dice. So once again, hitting on freeze, re-rolling everything. 5s and 6s do additional attacks. Quite happy about the re-rolls there. And 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 additional attacks. That's 3, 6, 7. Ouch. I'm sorry about the camera here. There's a lot of dice in one very small hand. Force wound because I'm strength 5 on the charge. That's it. So that is 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 wounds on those. And whilst you do those, I will just get this second round of attacks sorted.
AP?
AP -1.
Pause again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fail.
There's one more.
7 fail.
7 fail. Cool. 7 fail. And then we'll do next round of attacks. Once again, re-rolling. That was a 5, that one. That was a good roll. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 2, 4, 6, 7. And then force the wound. Not as good this time. So that is 3, 6, that's 9 saves in total at AP -1.
I fell one of these squads dead. Yeah,
That squad's dead, and even with a CP reroll. Cool. Well,
ouch.
that's what's normally meant to happen, everyone. Not that. So yeah, happy days. I'll do my attacks with the Storm Boys now. I've got my 3 attacks base from the knob, +1 for the for War, and then I've got from here 1. I think actually 2 are going to be because that bit there's a bit of barricade, so that's going to be an extra 6 attacks each from. So no, 2 attacks base, +1 for bit of Slugga and Choppa, plus an additional 1 for the War. So these are going to be Slugga and Choppa attacks into the Redemptor. So no 6s there and no rerolls. No wounds. Now 4 attacks from the Power Claw, hitting on 4s this time because it's a -1 to hit. 1 hit. Does wound because it's strength 10. Actually, strength 11 because of where Goffs are. -3, I want to say. Bear with me. I know that they put some models in there, but not all of them. Power Claw, Power Claw, Power Claw. Where are you? Power Claw -3.
6s. Passed.
Cool. Well, that Redemptor's been surprisingly difficult to shift. But I will, as my pilot, I'll pile into the Librarian just to stop you smiting Gaz. But yeah, it's been all right. I have killed a unit in combat, so I do get 3 points for my Stomp and Good Secondary. Thank goodness. That would have been just the additional downside. But I haven't killed more than you because you killed the Redemptor. So yeah, we'll come back with Celestial Lions turn 2. Okay then, so back with turn 2 for the Celestial Lions. I'm getting the name right finally. So what have you done, Chris?
So for my command phase, my CP that I gained, I put on Wisdom of the Ancients.
Yep.
On my Dreadnought over here to give both himself and nearby units rerolls. That's going to be really handy, hopefully later.
There are some Inceptors there. Looking to kill that Boyz there. My
movement, as you just said, my Inceptors have moved into this ruin. My aggressors have swung around the corner, looking at a rather large metal-plated mushroom.
Yep.
And I have kept everything else stood still.
Makes sense.
For now.
In terms of ending the phase last turn, so Chris did, I powered into the Librarian to shut down Gaz being able to be smited, but in return I lost 4 more Boyz and 1 more to morale. But thankfully Gaz's bosses watching meant that no more combat modifiers came into effect. It's starting to, because I haven't got greentide, things are looking a little bit more fragile, if I do say so myself. We'll have to see though. We'll have to see.
And we'll see what happens with shooting, depending on what happens later.
Definitely. What do you plan to do anything psychic wise?
I am going to put the 5-up in bun.
Yep.
But might as well, if not on himself, just in case I need to be kept alive. So I need 6s.
That's a 7. You've got smite or always fight first. I'm going to go for getting rid of the 5-up in bun, I think. 7 matches, so you still get that power.
Okay. And I can't smite out of combat.
You could smite into
So I'm
the
going to
boys.
smite into the boys though.
Yeah. Doesn't go off. Might have half a chance with those boys then. Good old Ghazghkull Stomper over there.
I was thinking about CP re-rolling it, but we'll save it for later. All right then.
With shooting wise, do you know what you're planning to, or would you like us to come back?
I think I know what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your plan
Let's go with it. So, starting from, we'll go right to left.
Yeah.
So my Dreadnought being a vehicle
Yeah.
is going to shoot into those guys.
Yeah. So he's hitting on 4s currently because of damage bracket, 5s because of the -1 hit for big guns never tire.
Yeah.
But you are re-rolling 1, so that is
I'm
something.
re-rolling 1s. So
might as well start with the onslaught Gatling cannon. We might not need to roll the rest of them.
6, 2, 4, 6. So it's 5s re-rolling 1s. So there's a 1 there. So let's take these out. That's a 1 there.
There's a couple of 5s there as well. Nope. It had to a 5 though.
Okay, so
Freeze to wound. I'm T5, but you're 3-6.
How's there?
Yes, 2.
So
Just
2
dead, honestly. So, it does. That's them gone.
And then the onslaught. That fails. So that's 3 hits.
That would be enough. If they all wound, that could be enough to kill them.
Strength 5, 3 to wound.
Pause to wound,
Pause to wound.
because T5. So, the knob's left on 1 wound. You'll then have to do the storm bolters because the Icarus pod is blast, so that doesn't get to fire.
So there's 2 of those.
So
1 hit.
reroll that 1.
Oh, 2 hits. Strength 4.
5s to wound.
1 wound.
-1 because of tactical doctrine.
Yep.
So that's the squad wipes, and you still have a storm bolt to spare. Oh dear.
Well, I've got the Icarus rocket pod spare, so I could fire that.
You would have had to have declared that
Yeah, no, that's fair.
when you started
100%
shooting.
100% fair.
Eradicators, I think we know where they're going.
Yep.
So you get your 4 regular assault shots.
2 regulars. Hit on 3s. All 3 hit.
Not good. Freeze to wound. Not good.
All 3 wound. I'm within 12 as well, so this. So that's a 6 over here.
That's a 6 there. Now you've still got the multi-melter to go. I'm not going to bother with a CP reroll. Honestly, I don't see the benefit of it. So you can.
So 4 shots from the melter.
You get so one of those did go through, so you get D6 plus 2 from. So 3. Okay, so taking 3 wounds so far.
All 3 hit.
Okay.
3's to wound again.
Yes.
All 3 wound.
Well, that's definitely a no. So you've done the 4 wounds, Chris. Yep. he's down to 4. Where's he gone? There he is. So down to 4 wounds. He's looking a little poorly now.
I can't shoot him anymore.
No, so
else, no
those
point.
aggressors could actually. Do you want to do the aggressors or the inceptors first?
I'll shoot the Inceptors first.
Yeah.
Into those guys.
Because obviously blast will kick in if you kill too many. Then So I'll be 18 shots there. Because they're assault D3 plasma guns, they got 2 of them, so 6, 12, 18. A little bit of mathematics. We'll take one last look at these 18. Boys before we get eradicated off the board.
3s again. Fails. That one fails. That one fails.
No one, surprisingly.
That one fails. Strand 7.
Yeah.
Going on 3s.
Yeah.
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Cool, that's 9 boys dead. I will we'll do that for the time being, because even if I start taking them off, I'm not going to be out of range of those. So they get...
So the aggressors...
It's 6 plus D6 shots each, which is nasty. Oh, might as well... You might want to do your blast weapons first, because there's still 11 in there.
Oh, so the frag launcher?
Yeah.
So 3d6 shots?
Yeah. Actually, no, it's 6 shots.
Because so it's just 6 shots?
Yeah.
So that's 1.
Goodbye, Orks. Nice knowing you.
2. 3.
I've got a feeling failing those charges with Miroir was a bit of a downer. So thankfully these are now 5s to wound rather than 4s. You're within 6 of the Librarian, so you get your reroll 1s.
Those ones there. Just mind that out of the way. Oh, okay. 3.
That's another 3 dead, so that's down up to 12. Excuse the shaky camera. And then...
3. Then the bowlers.
So another 18 shots? Yeah. Oh dear.
I'll do it again.
I've got to kill 8 boys, effectively.
That's a 1. This is... That misses. That's another 1. That misses. So I'll put those there because I've got 3 6s there.
Yep.
So these are my rerolls. So another 6.
You're running out of dice, which I'm not too keen on.
So it's still strength 4, so I'm still 5s to wound.
Yeah, but you've only got to kill 9 wounds technically.
Oh, so one, get rid of that.
And then any rolls of 1 you get to reroll as well because of hitting off.
So
there's 1 more free in there as well.
Oh. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so 6. That's another 6 dead, so that's 18 in total. We'll cut back to see what the result looks like. Right, charge phase. Everything's tag team Gaz pretty much.
Yeah, so my Inceptors here are going to charge the 2 remaining boys. They are going to try and charge Gaz as well, just to tag him in case Harry wants to overwatch. My aggressors.
Plus what it means is, say I do kill the aggressors, I can't just move off because I'm still going to be in combat with something.
Exactly that. My aggressors are going to charge Gaz as well.
Yeah, I'm not going to do Overwatch just because I don't see the point in it.
Well, and I just hope my Librarian survives.
Sounds like a plan. So
we'll start with
the Inceptors.
The Inceptors. Oh dear.
That's not going to get them in.
CP reroll that. That puts me down to 3.
That will get them in. And 7. Yeah. So they're all good. And we should also charge those chunky boys. They're in.
Boom.
Cool. So we will come back with attacks and see what happens. Again, so Chris has got all his dice. We're going to start with the aggressors first, just because what Chris doesn't want me to do is to interrupt and kill them. I can still always do Orks is never beaten and still attack them, but it makes life a little bit trickier for you. So
the aggressive, punching Gaz.
hitting on 4s.
So with the reroll of, oh no, that's on wounds.
It's on wounds.
Okay, so that's
6. And then freeze to wound, rerolling ones. That's not good. How many is that?
5.
4, 5.
AP -3.
Yeah. I am on my 4 of him then. Okay, that's
one.
That is 1. Now, in all fairness, do I? I'm going to try and CP reroll that 1, that 2 into another 4. That might seem a bit greedy, but if I can keep him on 4 wounds, just makes him a bit trickier. So I've still got 2 CP remaining after this. No, that's me getting greedy. So he is down to 2 wounds remaining. I will be interrupting, I think.
Yep.
Just because if I can.
That's unfortunate.
Now, here's the question: do I definitely kill those, or actually, hang on a sec, he's got 8 attacks, so I could just. He's got 8 attacks. I'm going to split him half and half, I think. So we shall do that. So the reason he's got 8 attacks is he's on the lowest bracket, which means he's got 7 attacks at strength 5, but proper Killy the Warlord trait gives him +1. So we'll do 4 attacks into the aggressors and then 4 attacks into the inceptors. So hitting on 2s with these. And despite GW saying they were going to get rid of this stuff, Goffs are the best. Whilst friendly Ghazghkull or character units within 6 of this model, you can reroll hit rolls. He is a character. And
So he's rerolling his own reroll.
He's rerolling his own hit, despite GW saying they were going to get rid of that.
Space Marine captains can't do that.
Exactly. So the all hit the aggressors, 2s to wound because it is strength ×2, so strength 10.
Oof.
That is 3 wounds though, AP -5, flat 4 damage. So that's the aggressors gone.
Okay.
And then the other 4 into the inceptors. Oh, and that's actually quite nasty as well because I get to reroll that 1 because of Gaz's own aura. That's a hit, and then I get 2 additional hits because he's a Goff. Because he rolled a 6 in combat. 2s to wound. That's a squad wiped as well.
No way.
So
That's really changed that entire thing, isn't it?
that was because I was going to be honest. If Gaz died, I think we were potentially going to call this one a day, but I might have a chance in it now.
Damn it.
Happy days. And to continue on the Orc escapade, not sure if that's the right word, but we'll go with it. Because it's now up to combats that are already taking place, I get to attack first. Actually, I missed that attack. Because he's also got a war as well. That would have been 9 attacks from him. But hey ho. So those boys there, Warpath, I'm 99% sure. Let me just double check. Is till the next psychic phase. But I will also get the additional Warpath. To your next psychic phase, add 1 to your attacks characteristic. Fantastic. So 3 attacks from the knob. +1 for War, +1 for Warpath. So that's 5 attacks. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling hits because of Gaz. Nope, but that 6 becomes 2, so those all hit. I'm strength 7 with the big chopper, so it would be freeze to wound. That is 4 wounds at -1 AP. And these are... Oh, no, hang on a sec. Hold on, because he's got his indomitable thing, so I will just double check the footage and we'll be back with actually what did actually wound. Right. We're back now. Double check the footage. Those were 4s and 6s, so those all go through on the librarian.
It's 4s.
Yep, damage 2. So that's 4 wounds taken on him.
Okay.
I think he's got one wound left. So 2 attacks for each boy left, so that's 3 of them. Plus another 3 for Slugga and Choppa, plus another 3 for Warg, plus another 3 for Warpath.
Jesus.
I'm only strength 4 though this time because I haven't charged you. Get to reroll those hits. So that's 1, 2, 3 attacks. Get additional. Then force to wound. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12 wounds at AP minus 1. This might be a Warlord kill.
Yep, it's dead.
Yeah, he's dead. And even with CP reroll. So that's actually changed the game quite a bit now.
It really has.
Okay, so we will come back with the points because now, because it's the end of the battle round, I wasn't going to get the Stomp 'em Good. I think I now actually hit the bonus Stomp 'em Good, which is I kill more units than you did in combat. And I think I killed 2 or more and it was double as well because you only killed the Death Dread in combat.
Yep.
So yeah, I think I get the 4 points for that. Engagement fronts you don't get. And to the last, you've lost...
The only thing we've got left is him.
No, because you've... Oh, yes.
Most expensive.
Yeah. So, target, kill that Redemptor.
Completely fair.
We will come back with Orks turn 3. Right, so this has been a very pivotal turn for the Orks. So scores and doors wise, I am in the lead with 19 points, not including my turn 3 primaries, and Chris is on 10 points. Losing 2 of his 3 to the last units has really stung this turn, unfortunately. So, primary wise, I will be getting 10 points here. I've scored an extra banner point. The weird boy, really not having much else to do, has wandered over to that objective and has raised a banner. These boys here are going to go after the Eradicators just to tie them up. Gaz is going to bully some intercessors, or some infiltrators, sorry, with his 2 wounds remaining. Bit harsh, but frankly, he's got a good chance of taking them out. He hasn't got as good a chance at taking out the Redemptor, so I think keep away from the Redemptor, bully the small stuff. Proper Goff tactics. Met Gun has stayed where it is, just because it's got clear line of sight on the Redemptor, might as well. And the Grots, seeing the giant stompy thing over there, have decided to just hide as much as possible, still on the objective, but out of line of sight. So no psychic phase. We will come back with shooting. Right, Dakka time. So, using Gaz's new Dakka, now that he's not advancing everywhere, he's actually going to be shooting something. He can see through the window of this ruin and is going to be firing at those Eradicators there. So his Dakka weapon is 12-16, so he's within half range, so he's going to get full 16 shots. These are hitting on 5s. And unfortunately, 6s don't do anything, but I didn't actually get any. Oh, no, I got 2. If it's strength 5, T5, so force wound. That is 3 wounds at AP minus 1, but you get +1 save because you're in a ruin.
So is that 3?
Yes.
On 3s?
Yep.
1 fail.
Cool, 1 fails. I've got 4 Slugga shots from the boys over there. Once again, they're not advancing, so might as well shoot their Sluggers into the Gravis Marines. Okay, they want to shoot. No, they don't want to shoot. And then the last thing we've got is the Met Gun, which is going to finally try and do something at the Redemptor. Now, the speed while still in benefit, so this will be at AP -5. Not that it makes much of a difference. So D3 shots, 3 shots. Hitting on 4s. 2 hits. 3 to wound. 2 wounds at AP -5.
Can't say it.
And 2d6 damage. Hopefully get a better roll than last time. No, I don't.
Is that 5?
Now, is it worth saving it for a... Oh, you know what? We're going to go big or go home. We're going to re-roll the 2.
He's only got 5 wounds left.
I've only got 5 wounds, but then again, you get minus... I would only be scoring 3 wounds there because of duty eternal.
Ah.
So... Sure, same again. So he's got 3 wounds remaining. Oh dear. I think Met Guns... I think you need to run at least 2 of them, honestly. I don't think one on its own is doing the work, really. Which is a shame. Right. Charges. Those infiltrators are going to be charged by Gaz, Chris, and the boys are going to charge the Eradicators. Do you want to Overwatch at all?
So I'm going to Overwatch with my Eradicators.
Honestly, with 2 wounds, I would be tempted to Overwatch with Gaz with 10 shots.
That's actually a good call. I'm anticipating in killing them and just shooting him next turn, but actually
He could be dead. So
actually I'm going to do that. It's a good call.
So yeah, 10 shots, hitting on 6s.
6s auto wound with these weapons.
Yes, so it's 6s wounds. So pray for a lot of 6s. There's a fair few there actually.
So they're all 6s. That's a 6.
Cool. So that's 6 wounds. You're still in the tactical doctrine in turn 3, or are you moved to assault?
I would want to stay in it.
Okay, so they will be at -1 AP. So I've got 6 free up saves, and I no longer have a CP reroll, so he could actually die. He's dead. Gaz is dead.
Holy Christ.
And actually, to be fair, even with a CP reroll, there's 3 there, so that's fine. The boys will then charge into the Eradicators. They're in.
Make that.
Cool. He's done not too bad though, Gaz.
Yeah.
He's done his business. We'll move them in and we will come back with attacks. Okay then, so back with the attacks. Bit of a shame that Gaz didn't make it, but heyo, he's had the right Barney in the centre there. There's a lot of mess on that sand. Starting off then with the boys. I'm gonna, because there's one with 1 wound remaining, I'm gonna start with the regular choppers, I think. It doesn't make too much difference at the end of the day.
He's got 2.
He's got 2 wounds. Okay, so in that case, I'll start with the big chopper. 4 attacks now because they don't have Warpath on. Hitting on 3s, 6s this time, not 5s, do the exploding, and no rerolls either. So they won't be as punchy, but they'll still kick out a fair bit. Not like that, they won't. So 3s to wound. Nope, nothing on the big chopper. And then the regular choppers. That's all right. 1 additional there for the 6. That's all right, actually. You know what? I will take that. So that's 2, 4, that's 8 wounds in total at -1 AP. You can do your grab.
Yeah, I am going to spend a CP for unyielding in the face of fire.
Yep. So I'm back to 3s.
Because I need these guys to stay alive. He says. Okay.
Cool. So I think that's 1 dead and 1's on 2 wounds.
Yeah. So.
No, 1's on 1
one's
wound.
on 1 wound.
Cool. So I've taken a bit of a chunk out of them, but you now do get to attack back. So you'd have
3 attacks each.
7 attacks total because 1 would be a sergeant.
Yep. Winning on Toughness 8.
Toughness 5, so 5s. 2 wounds, 3 wounds.
3 wounds.
T-shirts, here we go. Save 1, so 2 die. And I think that's it, so I will do my morale. And I think, Chris, you will also have to do your morale as well. Mm-hmm. So, 2, I'm fine. You're fine. Cool. I could have done with a couple of those ones a while ago. Cool. So, I think this is now that Gaz is definitely gone, I think you've got a bit more staying power in this list. We will tot up scores and we'll come back with Astro Lions turn 3.
Turn 3.
Right, we're back with Celestial Lions turn 3. So, Chris, what have you done?
So my Eradicators have fallen back through the ruins, back through here.
Probably going to go after the Weird Boy.
They are going to be going after the Weird Boy.
Makes sense.
My Infiltrators have moved into the ruin.
Yep.
A, to just put a bit of a block on that objective, and they're hopefully going to gun those 2 down.
It also means that I don't get cover anymore.
And my Redrenter, with its dodgy leg, because he's only got 3 wounds left,
Shoot him.
shuffled up as far as he can go, just a bit closer to the mech gun at the back.
Fair enough. And those grots are probably not much longer for this world.
So I start with my Infiltrator shooting
Yeah,
here.
you start with those.
Now, because I've moved,
You're now in turn. You're still in turn 3, so you've still got the AP-1. So anything that does go through is going to be a dead orc at this point. So actually, those auto wounds.
I've moved.
It's fine. I'm in half range.
Oh, I am, yeah.
So
10
you get
shots.
10 shots on the infiltrators because they're definitely within half range. There are 2 6s there.
So it's, 2 auto wounds.
Yep.
That's a fail. That's a fail.
And then you also get 2 additional.
2 additional.
And 1 more 5+, and that's the squad wiped. Yep, there's a 6 in there. That is the squad gone because I'm AP-1. I do not get a save. So those infiltrators have done their job. Fantastic. Do you want to go straight onto the Redemptor?
Yep. So
That's awesome.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 on the cannon.
Yep.
So I'm hitting on 5s now.
Still got a fair few shots though.
So that's 3, so that's 6.
Mech guns, I will just double check they haven't changed toughness. I believe they're still T5. T5, yeah, and 6 wounds.
3's to wound. Fail.
Cool.
3 wounds, AP-1.
Cool. 3 6 upon saves coming right up. 1 save, so he's down to 4 wounds.
The regular onslaught Gallon cannon.
Yep.
5s again. So that's 2. So that's 5s, that's 4s to wound.
Yes.
Fails to wound.
No.
And then
The Icarus pod.
Icarus pod, how many shots is that?
2 shots.
2 shots.
This could do it. No, it won't.
1 hit. So it is strength 7, so wounding on 3s.
Yep. Does
Wounds?
wound. Minus.
-1.
Is it assault or heavy?
It's heavy.
Okay, so -1, so 5 up save. Does save
Oh,
it.
you make it. Well done.
And then you get your 8 shots with your storm bolters as well.
So that fails, that fails, that fails, that fails. So they all fail. But I get 2.
No wounds.
Oh no.
So the mech gun is on 4 wounds remaining. No, he's on. We'll double check the filming that. It might be on a few more. We'll double check that. Are there any assaults you're thinking of? Because those boys are dead.
I can't
I don't
make
think
anything.
there is really, is there?
I'm not making anything.
The Eradicators have fallen back.
That's a
That's
10-inch
a
charge.
10-inch charge. Do you want to go for it?
Why not?
I don't have a CP, so I can't Overwatch. Goes in.
Oh!
Cool. In you go. And I think at this point, once that's gone, I think we can potentially call it a day. Because that thing will die. Cool. We'll just roll up the attacks though, because we love seeing stuff get punched.
So there's 5 attacks.
Yep.
Hit on 5s there. Actually, that's too many dice there.
1 hit.
Winning on 2s.
2s. Probably 2s. Yeah. Minus.
-3.
Cool. That's it. Gone. Because it's.
D3 plus 3 wins.
Yep. It's gone. So
Bang.
that mech gun is splat. I didn't have any CP to Overwatch. Realistically, what can I do in my next turn? I can probably jump up and try and smite with the weird boy. That's kind of it. The grots are not long for this world. We'll math hammer out the rest of it, and we will come back with the end of game briefing. So yeah, that's the wrap then, guys. Unfortunately, I think calling it there was fair, really.
Yeah, I think so.
So looking at scores and doors, Orks were winning 29-24 by the end of turn 3. However, math hammering up the last couple of bits, Chris, you were destined to go to 46-44.
Yeah,
So
it's really close though.
it was a close game. I think Orks, they hit like a truck.
Yeah. Those poor.
No
heavy
pun intended, they
ancestors.
hit like an absolute unit, and Gaz was obnoxious. But then again, is that because Gaz is very good, or is that just because it's a bit like bringing Knights to a 1K game kind of thing? It pushes it a little bit.
I think there were a couple of pivotal bits in that. I mean, if I'd have scored a bit better in my shooting of Gaz, like him doing as much damage when he did,
Yeah,
would have looked very different. And I think Gaz coming off the table then would have changed that middle part of the game, I think.
potentially. But then I still had 2 CP,
Yeah.
which the idea was I had 2 CP. I could either have interrupted, or I could have done basically the fight even if they die stratagem, which is 2 CP as well. So you were going to get hit either which way.
Yeah.
It was just whether or not Gaz was alive when he did it, or whether he's dead. I think the biggest thing there is actually, because I'm not always advancing and being able to charge, I've got to pick that turn right. And as you saw in the game, I fluffed my charge rolls when I decided to do my advance and charge, and that completely nuked it, because I would have been in your face turn 2.
Could have done with being a bit later in that, in hindsight.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things that I'd say they're still a decent book, but I would, because it's a once a game thing, you can't do it constantly like you can with some of the abilities that Drakari or Abnek has. I wouldn't say it's as strong as them, but I'd still say it is a decent book. I think actually Marines versus Orks was a pretty fair fight.
That was a pretty fair fight.
Yeah, because the Hellstorm Bolters were strength 5, and I was T5, so it didn't do much. But everything, your aggressive being strength 4, actually then you started to feel the difference. They still die like droves. Greentide would have been nice to have occasionally, because you don't have now that they're 9 points apiece, you don't have the numbers. But I still think they did all right. What would you say was your unit of the game?
I mean, I'd probably pick my Eradicators. Just because
they consistently
took loads of wounds off, especially off Gaz.
Yeah,
which
that's
was
fair.
At the start of the game was the big threat. I mean, big 20-man blobs of Orks. I didn't expect them to hit as hard as they did.
I didn't either. But then again, that's because they're Goff Orks. They do combat.
So potentially having Gaz in, does that distracting thing. So he was like, I really wanted to bring him down. But like that 20 boy, it wasn't even 20, but he was 9.
Yeah, it was 9 boys.
hitting
Just
those heavy interceptors,
whack.
just, and they were gone.
Yeah, that was pretty decent of them. I think the Orks. Honestly, I'd say the Boyz were probably the best unit because I mean, don't get me wrong, Gaz did well, but he's such a chunk of points. You need him to do well. So I think it was really for me Boyz putting on. It was literally 2 CP stratagem, and they just ran through a squad of what is meant to be a fairly tough unit as well.
Yeah.
It's not like it was a weak intercessor squad.
No, and the Warlord as well. They took him out. The
Yeah, that's
librarian.
true. They did do that. They didn't do too bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. Hopefully this is giving some of you a bit of an insight in what the Orks can do. I know many of us haven't been able to get hold of the Codex because it was obviously limited to the Beast Snagger box. We are planning to do a few more Ork games as we've got the new book. So make sure to like and subscribe and keep your notifications on because we will have some more Ork games in the future. Take care. Bye.